stay alive to 75.
Hello and welcome to udstødt, which is a Danish word, and translated into English it means disfellowshipped. My name is Frank Flemming Jensen and I am a former Jehovah's Witness from Denmark. And if you don't know so much about Denmark, it's a small country north of Germany. It's a part of Scandinavia. We have Denmark, Sweden and Norway, and we have the northern countries, Iceland, Faroe Islands, and also Finland and Greenland. I have been doing this activism, isn't that what you call me? You have to have me excuse for my English. It's not my first country. I'm doing my best, but I do have my accent and sometimes I'm looking for the words. So you have to have me excused. But about 2.5 years ago, I decided to make a podcast in Danish, of course, about Jehovah's Witnesses. And it turned out also to be a channel on YouTube. And we have had about 125 episodes now. And I've been talking to so many former Jehovah's Witnesses and also doing my own videos about this organization. And I have decided now also to do some episodes in English. It's not that you have to be a little bit concerned if you are Danish or Swedish or Norwegian. We do understand each other. That I'm now only going to do this in English. But some episodes I have decided to do in this English. Looking for the words. And I have decided to do that because I also want to talk to some fellow ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, especially from the northern countries. I had a few weeks ago a person writing to me and asked, is it possible to make subtitles? And I tried that, and another person wanted to help me with doing that, but it takes so long time to make subtitles. So we gave up and said, no, it's not possible. But now it's possible, we just have to do it in English. So what I'm looking for, what I'm thinking about doing now is to talk especially to other witnesses from Scandinavia or Finland or Iceland or Great Britain, especially England. Because I think that the ex-Jehovah's Witness community, we have some things in common here that would be interesting to talk about. And what I mean with that is that it is not a surprise that there's a big difference of living as a Jehovah's Witnesses in Arkansas, United States, or in Argentina, or in Japan, or in Greenland, or in Denmark. And it depends on the culture. I know that the Watchtower Society wants to make it look like that we're all the same wherever we go in the world, even though we are going to a foreign country. We can sit in their kingdom hall and we can study the same articles. We are one big family, but we all know that that is an illusion. No, it depends on the culture in the country you are in. And what is interesting for me to watch is to hear about Jehovah's Witnesses in Australia, or for example Jehovah's Witnesses from let's say Minnesota, United States, and how they grew up there, and then compare it with my own life. And sometimes I think for myself, well, that is not something that is happening in Denmark. It does happen. I mean, this fellowship thing does happen. But what I'm thinking about is that the culture also affects the Jehovah's Witnesses. And what is the culture of the Scandinavian countries? It's drinking. That's one example. A lot of people, also among Jehovah's Witnesses, are drinking a lot of alcohol. And it's like looking through the fingers with that, the elders. Also, a lot of elders are drinking too much alcohol, and I know that Tony Morris also does, and so on. But it's like it's really rare that you have a Jehovah's Witnesses being disfellowshipped because of a drinking problem, because so many does it, and also living this double life. I don't say it's according to the Watchtower, it's a good thing. But the need to, in a country like Denmark, to keep the members not to be too strict. And my opinion is, when I listen to people from, let's say, Japan or from Germany, even France, here in Europe, it's like they are a little more strict than in Denmark. Also, one thing that I know that has been discussed a lot of times on the XJW communities, also on subreddit, is the beard thing. I knew a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses having beards and also being elders. It's like, yeah, but don't rock the boat. Don't do something about that, because that will scare people away, and they are Danish and so on. So they are crazy. Denmark is considered to be the most atheistic country in the world. And that also affects the JWs here. Like, yeah, we love Jehovah, and we are proud of being witnesses when you see the outside of the shell. But yeah, we go to movies. We live more or less like everybody else. It's not like my experience is that they don't advertise, for example, on Facebook, I'm a Jehovah's Witnesses. They want to keep it quiet. It's like a local club. And some of us, of course, they go in the service and so on to have the hours on the report. But it's not like they're really burning for it and proud of it and speaking to everybody on the work, I'm a Jehovah's Witnesses, and so on. So the culture here, and I have on the feeling also it's more or less the same in Sweden and Norway. Of course, this is a generalization. It's not like it's a thing that is 100%. Another thing is also we have this shun policy. We all know about it, and I went out of Jehovah's Witnesses about 25 years ago, so I know how it is to be shut out. But there are a lot of XJWs in Denmark that haven't experienced that. Even though they're disfellowship, they're still seeing in secret, though, their families. Let's not do something about that. Yeah, we know what the Watchtower say, but we don't talk about that here. Have some coffee. Let's just be together and don't discuss religion. I'm not saying that it's everybody in Denmark. There are around 14,500 preachers of Jehovah's Witnesses now in Denmark. A lot of them has experienced being shunned, and I also for that reason have had them talk about the history in this podcast. But there are a lot of people also that, yeah, we don't take it that seriously, especially among the young ones. So to make it short, what I'm trying to tell here is that it could be very interesting to speak, especially with former Jehovah's Witnesses from Sweden, Norway, Finland, and also England, because of one reason or another. British humor, the sarcasm, irony is pretty much the same as in Denmark. So we like that kind of humor. So that's why also that I have my very first guest in English. That's Jonam Tulio Ross from England. And we talk about his program and how you can deprogram former Jehovah's Witnesses. So that'll be very interesting. This is not to say that all of my videos, all of my podcasts now is going to be in English. Don't worry, dear Danes. But here and then I would like to talk to people from other countries. So, is there more? Yeah, very short story from me. I grew up in the Jehovah's Witnesses, surprise. And I became a pioneer and ministerial servant, was married when I was 18. I became an elder. I had a lot of doubts, especially after my big brother, he killed himself after being shunned. So that was a huge thing at that time. But then after I left the Jehovah's Witnesses, I was 28. For more than 20 years, I did not want to have anything with Jehovah's Witnesses to do. Jehovah's Witnesses or XJW community, I hated it. Now I want to create my new life, and it went fine until one day I realized that there are actually a lot of people has been very much affected, like PTSD, after their lives in Jehovah's Witnesses. So I decided to make a podcast and then to make this video channel. So that's my story. Short, very short. So I hope you will join this channel and find out a little bit more about how do Danish Jehovah's Witnesses think and live their lives, or Scandinavian. And maybe that can create a greater perspective about, as I said in the beginning, that the culture in the country also affects the Jehovah's Witnesses living there. Yeah. So that's about it. And now we just can look forward to meet Jonam Tulliu Ross.